It is called Newsbreak.
Hi, welcome to Newsbreak.
Hello, I'm Heather Ross.
And I'm Nathan Wright. Welcome to the spring edition of Newsbreak.
For Newsbreak, I'm Corey Peterson.
Reader camera 1.
Stand by. 10 seconds. Cue talent.
Welcome to Newsbreak. I'm Alex Rasmussen.
Coming up on Newsbreak.
I'm Austin Wolford for Newsbreak.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, I'm Alex Rasmussen.
And I'm Lindsay Wilbur. Welcome to Newsbreak.
University students with more than 2 unpaid tickets shouldn't be surprised to come out from class and find their car booted, and trying to hide in one of the paylots of the school may not work.
At the U, car boots are one of the ways the school gets students to pay their tickets. After searching the lots for 2 hours, Officer 28 found a boot in President Circle.
Okay, so this guy has an expired meter. The handheld displayed 2 unpaid tickets, and we gave it a 3rd ticket. So he is subject for a boot now. And I just checked in PeopleSoft, and those are pretty outstanding tickets. So we still have to check with dispatch though. So let me actually let's call it in now. Dispatch 28. Can I check a 938?
Officer 28 calls in a 938, which means check unpaid tickets on vehicle.
So yeah, we just gotta do the paperwork. Number 14.
The officer must fill the paperwork with the information of the vehicle, boot number, and which lot it is located in.
Usually we put it on the rear driver's side tire. If we can't get on that tire, we usually do it on the other rear tire. It goes back behind the rim there. It looks pretty secure. The lock's on. Let's put stickers on there, just basically just giving authorization of what we did. The reason why, the unpaid tickets, and then what they have to do to get it released. It's pretty much just pay in full, authorization, basically the state laws.
And there's one last task. Get pictures.
What we do, just to account for everything, have proof of what we did. Just take pictures of it, get a good picture of the boots. Yeah, then we just tell 1024, which means our assignment is complete, just so dispatch knows. Dispatch 28, 1024, lot 35. That individual will, the number's on the paperwork, so they'll call dispatch, pay the tickets in full, and once they do that, then we can come. Once we get that confirmation from dispatch, then we can come back and take the boot off.
From Lot 22, reporting for Newsbreak, this is Gustavo Rodriguez.
In other news, 1 in 3 women in Utah are sexually assaulted before they turn 18. Austin Wolford is in the studio with us today to give us some insight on the issue.
I'm here with Braxton Dutson, the director of Clothesline Project U of U. So Braxton, why do you want to raise awareness on sexual violence?
Well, because here on campus at the U of U, and as well as in Utah in general, we're actually leading the nation in sexual assault and domestic violence cases. We are 1 in 3 women before the age of 18 will be sexually assaulted. And that's just, it's atrocious. We need to be able to let other people know that this is actually happening within families, within the community, and because it's happening, we need to stop it. And the only way to stop it is through the education of males and anyone else who may be perpetrating, as well as letting the community know to look out for it.
Why'd you get involved in this?
So I got involved with it because it's something that's really touched home to me. My family and friends have had people who personally experience sexual assault, and it really changes lives to an extent of it doesn't let the person be who they really are because it changes them.
So can you tell me about the Clothesline Project?
Yeah, so as I've got right here, I've got a shirt that was made just about a week ago by a survivor, and the individual decided to express their feelings and their situation from their assault through art. Other people will do it through sentences or explaining their story or telling how they're healing. For me, I can look at this and say, maybe she felt like she was in a dark area or they were in a dark area and that this tree is representing their healing. Yeah. Again, I don't know. And that's why I love the Clothesline Project so much, because there's so much information that can be brought out of these images or the sentences that they put on their shirts. And it really lets them heal as well as us understand a little bit more of what they went through.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Braxton. For more information on the Clothesline Project, visit our Newsbreak website.
Again, our website can be located at www.newsbreak.edu. And on April 1st and 2nd, Braxton Dustin has set up an event taking place in the Union Ballroom to help spread the word.
The softball team has 13 wins, 13 losses, and 1 tie so far this year. The U plays in the most competitive division. Every team in the conference is ranked within the top 25 in the nation, excluding the U with their loss against Cal this weekend.
Utah softball will begin its home opener on Tuesday against in-state rival Utah Valley. The game will be played in Utah's new stadium that was scheduled to be completed in January, but still remains under construction. The Utes beat Utah Valley once already in a 10-inning thriller down in Orem. Junior pitcher Naomi Amu expressed her and her teammates' enthusiasm to play in front of their home crowd.
I know I'm really excited to come play home. Our seniors are really excited to play in front of their families, and especially the girls who are from Utah. We're really excited to play in front of our friends, and hopefully we'll do great.
Assistant coach Cody Thompson is happy about the change after playing 27 games on the road.
Oh, you know what? Just having our, our crowd here, being able to, again, just wake up in our own beds and get here on our own time and not be on someone else's time, structured under someone else's time. We're structured under our own time, and we have, our indoor hitting facility that we're going to be able to use, and it's, it's a big deal to us.
Thompson also feels confident in his team's ability to get its first win in the new stadium.
You know what, I expect every time to come out and play hard. Utah Valley's playing well this year, but I don't foresee anything besides a big victory for us.
Utah's next home game will start a 3-game series versus Arizona. Those games will be played Thursday through Saturday. Reporting for Newsbreak, I'm Connor Wallace.
More than 500 snowplows were used to clear the roads during snowstorms in December 2012. Inversion this winter has been so bad that the Salt Lake City area has had more than 19 air quality alert days. In 2002, this number for this was 6. Lorian Harker is in studio with Zach Hansen to explain more.
I'm here with senior meteorology major Zach Hansen at the University of Utah. So Zach, to Utah natives like myself, this winter seemed really extreme as far as weather. Can you tell me what made it so extreme?
Yeah, so there were a lot of extreme events. Nothing was really average. I mean, we had a lot of heavy snow events. Like at the beginning of winter, we had a lake effect event that jumped like 18 inches of snow, which is really uncommon in that time of year. And then we had a lot of bad inversions, which is like when it's really dry and we get terrible air pollution. And at one point in time, we had air pollution that was 3 times the national average, which is pretty terrible.
That's really bad. That is not good.
No.
So hopefully that doesn't carry over into spring. So later on Newsbreak, we'll be going into the spring broadcast, so stay tuned.
We'll be right back after a short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Going into the postseason, I caught up with gymnast Tori Wilson, who is 10-0, winning individual titles on vault. Adding to her individual accomplishments this season, Wilson took 4th place in all-around ranking last weekend in the Pac-12 championship tournament. And this is what she had to say. As the top seed, the Red Rocks will compete against UCLA, Oregon State, and Stanford this Saturday in the Pac-12 championship tournament. These 3 teams are the only teams to have won the championship since as far back as 1987.
I think mostly we just want to go into it with the confidence that we gained from this past meet and just try to hit our routines like we know we can and see where we end up.
Tori Wilson has stood out with her accomplishments this season and is being honored by the Pac-12 as Specialist of the Week.
I think it's exciting being Specialist of the Week because it's an honor for the Pac-12, and I'm just excited that things are going well.
Coach Megan Marsden says training the team is individual for each athlete.
I would say each athlete has a place or two within their routines on each event that they're focusing specifically on because it's maybe a weakness of theirs. They might have, their legs that come apart on a particular element on bars, or they're having trouble sticking their dismount on beam. So, but it's very individual. So, in the 13 athletes we have, each girl has certain things that for her are still something she's trying to, make better.
For Tori Wilson, vault has been a strong point. Wilson scored a perfect 10 in the event in a meet against University of California.
I have been doing really well on vault this season, so it's my comfort zone.
This Saturday, the Red Rocks head to OSU to compete in the Pac-12 Championship Tournament. This is Lindsay Wilbur reporting for Newsbreak.
The U recently listed seven of its construction projects as being completed. Lauren Carter has more on what to expect with spring construction at the U.
There are currently 8 main construction projects being conducted on campus. But do you know how to navigate a construction zone?
As you know, we have a lot of construction going on campus right now. Most of the major construction sites will be fenced off. And what I would tell students is just be aware of where the fences and barricades are and stay out of those areas that have been marked as construction zones.
While construction companies set up fences and signs to help minimize students' confusion, what should you do if there are no signs?
What is required is that construction zones are clearly delineated, so either fencing, barricading, or signage. The signage doesn't necessarily have to be certain words, but it does need to say something to the effect, warning this is a construction zone, or warning hard hat area, or stay out construction area, something like that. So it's clear where the regular general public area ends and the construction zone begins.
The Environmental Health and Safety Department offer tips on what to do if you find yourself in a construction zone unexpectedly.
We try to have our contractors make sure all entrances are marked, but if there is one that's not marked, as you open the door and you notice that it's not going to the area that you thought it should be, or you can tell it's a construction zone, just shut the door and use another exit.
If you see a potentially harmful situation on campus due to a construction zone, you can submit your concerns by filling out a hazard report on the Environmental Health and Safety Department's website.
And as we work on irrigation and other things, there will be holes on campus and they should all be barricaded off. And if you encounter one that isn't, just make sure you're aware and stay away from any open holes, any construction sites. If you see our plant ops and facilities guys out there doing work, again, just try to stay away from the work area.
I'm Lauren Carter, reporting for Newsbreak.
The U Center for Science and Mathematics Education put on a science fair. It was a competition for public, private, or charter schools in the Canyons, Granite, Murray, Park City, Salt Lake, or Tooele school districts. Kimmy Rasmussen caught up with some of the students involved.
This year at the Salt Lake Valley Science and Engineering Fair, more than 700 students in grades 5 through 12 were given the opportunity to show off their projects to judges and other students. A few students were able to share their experience and thoughts about this year's fair.
So every judge is a lot different actually. You get some judges that are you get up there and they're like, "Hi, my name is this," and they're really excited about your project, and you just like kind of feed off of each other's energy. But then you get some judges that are like cold, stone-faced killers, and it's like, oh no. But it's always really fun, and it really helps you with your public speaking skills to talk to a lot of these different types of judges, because you get comfortable interacting with incredibly different types of people.
Kirk, how has your experience been in the science fair?
It's been pretty good. I've liked it. It's been pretty cool to get to talk to all the judges that are specialized in this certain field of science. So it's been pretty interesting.
I think it's really important for students to participate in science fairs because it gives them an opportunity to be able to research topics that are personally interesting to them, for them to be able to take those curiosities and their inquiry and be able to really put it to an application that they care about, because when they get passionate about a topic, then they get really engaged and they learn more.
It's really impressive to see these kids come out here and see the things they're doing. And some of them are like legitimately groundbreaking, never been researched before, or there's little research on them. So it's really exciting to see some of these projects and see where the future of these kids are going.
The University of Utah organizes the science fair, and the winner will be given a scholarship to help encourage them to learn even more than they have by preparing these projects. For Newsbreak, this is Kimmy Rasmussen.
Zach Hansen had some great insight on past weather patterns. What do you have for us in the upcoming forecast, Lorian?
Into our first week of spring, we're hoping it's not going to look like our last winter. I mean, that was awful, right? Everyone agrees with that. Thursday, we'll have a high of 54 with a low of 43. So reasonable weather, it's going to be pretty good. Friday, high degrees of 57 with a low of 43, 0% chance of rain. Wonderful, it's really good. We're getting this moisture, but sometimes we need a break. Saturday with a high degree of 57, low of 42 with a 10% chance of rain. Might rain, probably not. So it looks like our first week going into spring is going to be pretty good. I'm Lorian Harker reporting for Newsbreak.
Our Ernesto Flores caught up with the Utes baseball coach, Kinnisburg, to see what is in this season, or what this season has been like so far, and what the future has in store for the Utes baseball.
Are there expectations for a team when entering the Pac-12? According to Coach Kinnisburg, there are multiple levels of recruitment when talking to future athletes, and the number one on his list is the university and the quality of education that an athlete is going to be able to get if they attend here. And the number two is the Pac-12. To kids around the country and the West Coast, the Pac-12 brand is highly recognizable.
Being in the Pac-12 for Utah baseball has been a big boom for us as far as recruiting. Now it's up to us to get those guys and to coach them and eventually be a real competitive team in the Pac-12. And that's going to take a lot of work and some time, but no doubt the affiliation with the Pac-12 is making a big difference in our program.
Us being in Utah and one of the few cold states in the Pac-12, does the cold weather in the state have an effect on recruitment to the school and or team practice?
Particularly early in the wintertime, when we first start going, we're limited to the number of days we'll be outside practicing, while the warmer schools are naturally practicing outside, and then probably much more ahead of us at the beginning of the season. We catch up. By the time Pac-12 starts, conference games start, we're pretty close to where we need to be, and maybe at the end of the year, maybe we're a little fresher because we have been inside and controlled a little bit. That's what you hope for.
So, with the new renovations going on, is there going to be new facilities going up for baseball?
We hope so. We're looking into that at this point. We play down at one of the nicest stadiums in the country at Spring Mobile. It's not ours though, and it's not on campus. We'd love to have something here. We're in the very beginning planning stages for that. So that's in a couple years. That may be a subject that we'd like to talk about, but right now it's kind of on the drawing board.
It's March 22nd and the Utah baseball team's in sunny California taking on number 17 Stanford. Let's hope their sunny weather helped the Utes bring home a few wins. I'm Ernesto Flores reporting with Newsbreak.
Well, let's hope that we can actually have some good weather for the
yeah,
baseball.
to help the baseball team, but I know I'd certainly like it as well. So, well, that's all we have time for.
Thank you for watching Newsbreak. I'm Alex Rasmussen.
And I'm Lindsay Wober. The show produced for students and by students.